Good afternoon, everyone on planet Earth. It's a rainy Sunday afternoon, planet Earth, Milky Way galaxy, and I want to talk here a little bit about the universe and multiple universities. This is a depiction here of our universe. Our universe is actually a big circular ball. And when I say our universe, I'm talking about all the galaxies that's located in the universe. Take, for example, the Milky Way galaxy where we're located would be represented by this little speck here. This is a big ball. The universe is a big ball, and it was created initially, or it came to exist. As a matter of fact, it always existed and always will exist. The current state of our universe is that it's in expansion and will expand for billions of years more before it eventually falls back in on itself and collapses and goes back to a single point. Universe originated as a small piece of matter. Many people say no more than a pin drop or a BB. All the matter that's in this universe, all the galaxies and everything, collapsed in upon itself, and it was the size of a pin or like a BB. And it was squeezed so tightly in upon itself, all the matter. And then it exploded when the matter got so compacted. It had sort of like a what's called a critical mass. And when that critical mass was reached, an explosion occurred, and the universe started expanding out from the center, and all these galaxies were big chunks of matter and gas that were ejected out from the center. Now, this is like a ball, a spherical ball. It's not a round circle, it's a spherical ball. And on this spherical ball, there are billions and billions and billions, if not trillions and trillions and trillions of galaxies. We, like I say, Milky Way galaxy, we could be represented by this little bunch here. And there's a lot of empty space between the galaxies. Now, in this galaxy here, like I say, this could be the Milky Way galaxy, and this would be another galaxy over here. In this galaxy, there's millions and millions, if not billions and billions, of planets. And right at the center of each one of those galaxies is a black hole, and the stars in the galaxies are being sucked into that black hole in the middle, and that has been going on for billions of years and will continue to go on for billions of years until all the stars are sucked back into the black holes, and then the black holes will start coming back in together, collapsing back in together, and then all of them will start collapsing together back into the center. Now, that is a universe as we know it. How big is this thing? Trillions upon trillions and trillions of miles across. The circumference of it is certainly trillions and trillions of miles. We can only see a few of the galaxies. We can't see them all, but what we can see, there are billions of them. And there's many, many billions more that we can't see. So the universe is truly a really big, remarkable place. And is there life out there on these other planets within our galaxy and within all of these other galaxies? Certainly. The probability that there's life out there is like 100%. The probability that there's intelligent life out there is 100%. Why haven't they invaded Earth and come down here to live amongst us? Reason is plain and simple. The universe is so huge. There's so many places that they can go. There have been certainly alien spacecraft that have visited, came by Earth, and there was a crash in Roswell, New Mexico, as you know, many years ago, back in the 1940s. And there's documented cases of alien craft have been visiting Earth, probably from the Milky Way galaxy. But we don't really know that for sure. It could be from some other galaxies. Now that is our universe as we know it. Billions, if not trillions of miles across, and certainly billions, if not trillions of miles around. So just like the Earth is round, and we know that the Earth is round and not flat, and we know that the Earth rotates. This universe, all the galaxies in the universe rotate. They appear to be flat, and a lot of people, if you take a look at the Milky Way galaxy, it's depicted as all the stars and everything circling around a black hole, and it appears flat. The reason why it appears flat is these galaxies are located on the surface of this ball, and they're expanding and they're moving away from each other. The rate of expansion can be calculated. The Big Bang, when it occurs, has been calculated. When the universe will stop expanding, we don't really know for sure, but it'll be billions and billions of years in the future. The Big Bang, billions and billions of years ago, not certain exactly when, but there have been estimates of it. There's been estimates that our planet, that the matter has been around for at least 4 billion years, maybe even longer than that. We don't really know 100% for sure. Now, I'm going to talk about multiple universes. There are multiple universes. And this would be an example of the universe that we live in. And once again, the Milky Way would be just a dot on this big, huge, expanding mass. Now, some of these universes are expanding. Some of them have expanded more than others. Some of them have collapsed back to their original. And there are some that are just starting to expand. But they all will eventually explode and expand, and then they will eventually collapse back into each other. How can I be certain that there are other universes? And this is a theory on my part, and I've never heard it explained by anyone. But I can tell you that it makes absolutely logical sense that there are multiple universes, because if you have a single universe and it explodes with a big bang, there's all sorts of energy thrown out from that big bang. There's electromagnetic energy. There's light, photons. There's all sorts of radioactive particles, nuclear material, and there's all sorts of gases. And then there's chunks of matter, which many people say are formed out of the gases from the explosion. Well, what happens here is this. The reason why there must be multiple universes is that some of this material is flung so far out from the Big Bang, it's flung so far out that there's no way that it would ever be pulled back in to these to the original point where an explosion occurs again. So therefore, what happens when this matter energy is flung so far out from one of these big bangs of these universes, it's actually sucked up by another universe. So these universes are constantly sharing matter and material from each other. So the reason why there must be other universes is because there's conservation of matter, conservation of energy, conservation of momentum. So what happens is they share material and they share energy when these big bangs occur. And once again, some of them are in a state of collapsing, getting ready to explode, and some of them are in a state of expanding almost to their outer limits where they're going to start collapsing back. Some of them are just starting to expand. So there are definitely multiple universes, and certainly there are huge, and we're talking about trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of miles of these things, and they go on. It would appear that they go on forever and ever. They have to, because otherwise, if there was an edge here, then what would happen would be material could be flung off from one of these and be lost into nothingness. So these universes probably themselves may be around a spherical ball themselves, and these universes are on the outskirts of that spherical ball. And all of this matter may eventually collapse back into the center, and there be a big bang from that also, creating all these multiple universes. So that's the evidence, and that's the theory. Might there be life forms that have been around, intelligent life forms that have been around for trillions and trillions of years, that live, say, in this galaxy, for example, and when it starts collapsing back together, they are so advanced in being able to travel through space that they can actually travel to one of these other universes that is expanding. So they could actually, there could be intelligent beings that have been around for billions and billions, if not trillions of years. But once again, the universe and multiple universes are so huge, and there's so many places to go there, that's the reason why we're not visited very much at all by these alien races. And they would be so far superior to us that we would really be insignificant to them. So once again, that's a little bit about the universe and multiple universes, why multiple universes exist in our universe. And the Milky Way galaxy, once again, it's huge, and it's just unbelievably so vast. It's a vast and wonderful place, and it's really quite a lot of fun thinking about it and theorizing about all of this stuff. Anyway, that's a little bit. I hope this has been enlightening to you folks, and I hope everyone has a nice day.